Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So I have, since it seemed to be pretty popular with you guys, and it was definitely popular with me, I have another vintage yarn haul, as the title has already implied. Yeah, I can't stop looking. I didn't mean to go back and look at eBay, and then I did, and here we are. So before I show it to you, briefly, I will just say, I think, so I've kind of tinkered around with what I want to do, and I already have a lot of things in my upstairs yarn room of like my Stranger Things are up there, that kind of stuff. It's a bigger room to begin with, so it's a lot more open space and everything. And I have yet to put, like, I had wanted to get like a couch or a love seat, or what is it called? Oh my gosh, I've wanted a chase lounge, or something like that. Something just to be able to have like that, or like a cozy armchair with maybe like a footrest or an ottoman separately. Something to be able to actually be comfy in with my feet up, and have Maverick either beside me or in my lap. That sounds nice. Since I have not acquired any furniture for that yet, I'm thinking that I might want something 80s-ish, if and when I can find something like that. And it got me thinking, anything that I add extra in that room, I'm thinking I kind of want to make like an 80s inspired room, right? Like I'm already going to, in like a Stranger Things type of haul, if you've seen any of them, if you care anything at all about Stranger Things and or enough of my videos to have seen it, I got a Stranger Things AM FM cassette player. So I've already thought, you know, like I have a perfect place for that. I'm going to put that upstairs. I have a few cassettes still. I had gotten rid of all my cassettes like when there was no cassette players to be had anymore, and I'm greatly wishing I hadn't. So I think I'm going to try to get some of like my old like rock not CDs, rock cassettes and things like that, and just have like a more 80s feel to the room, like to make it a really nostalgic Stranger Things 80s kind of feel. And having the vintage yarn or things made out of the vintage yarn would just like complete that, right? I already have, okay, so if you can see the Demogorgon here, and you can see Chucky's Bride here, which was made for me, and I love her, sitting on the shelf, like taking up the actual yarn space in the shelf. That is all some vintage Red Heart called Copper Kettle. I was lucky and found like 2 different lots of it, so that's all taking up the entire cubicle, I believe. Well, I guess it's not the entire cubicle, but all that I own is in that cubicle. And I'm thinking I will move the vintage yarn, that vintage yarn, and what I have that I have purchased, and the stuff that I have for my grandma is already upstairs. And just have like a nook, a couple of my cubes, because I have some cubes like this upstairs, and have like a vintage yarn area also until I use it. So that thought makes me really happy. Yeah, so just thought I'd let you know, like I have some plans of where this stuff is going, and I already do have some plans for using it, but let's get on with showing it to you. How about that? So I didn't show this in my last vintage yarn video, but I did show it just in like a random video. But since we're here for the vintage yarn, I thought I would show it one more time. So it's obviously already opened, but this was from a seller on eBay. All of these were sellers on eBay, actually. So she had put this really cute thank you card in there, which is really sweet. And it just said like, yeah, like thank you for your purchase. Her name on eBay is catmom321, I don't think she's exclusively like a yarn seller. I think she's basically just like a reseller. Like, I'm guessing she visits, you know, like estate sales and things like that for things to resale, however you want to put it. But yeah, so I got 2 of them. I'm just going to take out one right now to show you. It was obviously one of the fancy new designs of the time, the center pull. Let me see if it advertises that actually. Free crocheting instructions for the Liberty Square Afghan on the back of the label. Here's the Liberty Square Afghan, which that's kind of neat. The squares are, I think they're not traditional granny squares, but they're like just the rows of granny stitch, you know? I think that's what they are. I can't tell very well, but that seems to be basically what they are. And then they're surrounded with a blue border, and then they're, the whole square is connected with red. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty. This is it says Dawn Scyell. I had called it a Lion Brand Scyell. I was wrong. Although there is a Lion Brand Scyell that looks exactly like this. So, I don't know. I think it's even called Shaded Blue Ombre, which is the name of this. But Dawn Scyell is net weight 3 ounces of 4-ply yarn. It says 100% Monsanto acrylic, knitting worsted weight yarn, machine washable and dryable. There is a knitting gauge, 4.5 stitches per 1 inch, 6 rows per 1 inch, suggested needle size 8. Crochet gauge, 3.5 single crochet stitches per 1 inch, 4 rows per 1 inch, suggested hook size I. It says machine washable, use warm water with any detergent, always machine dry. Needs no shaping. Please note, Scyell knitwear must be absolutely dry to ensure automatic blocking. If stretched during wear or washing, wet thoroughly, squeeze and tumble dry to reshape. Karen International Inc., Rochelle, Illinois. Monsanto certification mark. Oh, it does say pull skein instructions. Make sure outside strand is not tucked into skein. That would be this one right here. Then pull yarn slowly from inside of skein, on side indicated by the arrow, which is pointing this direction. And that is all the information the outside has. The inside does have a printed pattern for the Liberty Square Afghan. And it is in these beautiful blues. I know that Miss Bella from Bella's Crochet Gifts would like this one, I'm sure. And it is pretty soft, I will say. I don't know from what year Dawn Scyell is from, but this is pretty soft. I mean, it's not like nothing that I've come across anyway that's an old yarn is going to be like a latte cake, or like even the fuzzier yarn is still kind of at best like a Red Heart with Love that is fluffy or something like that. But like the Dazzle is still got a hint of like this scratchiness to it, and if you felt that, you'll know what I mean. So it isn't like when it, you know, I'm not like touching it like, oh, this is the softest thing I've ever felt in my life. But for those of us who love vintage yarn, I'm sure it's not crunchy. It's not at all. It's very squishy still. It is soft. Like would I wear it against my skin? Yes, I would. Would I notice the difference between this and a latte cake though? Yes, I would. But it is nice yarn. I do like it a lot. I would definitely make like a blanket with this in it and not have any issues, you know, covering up with it or something. So yes, I got 2 of those. Very excited because I don't have a lot of blue shaded stuff. I had gotten that one purple. Did I keep it up here actually? Yes, I did. The one purple and blues before that was a Windtuck one. But it's purple, blue, and black, which actually I think that was the name of it, wasn't it? Yeah, purple, blue, black was the name of it. But I think those are the only 2 like blues and the only purple that I had actually gotten so far. But anywho, that is the one that I had gotten kind of in between these videos, so I thought I'd just show it to you. And then, okay, this one I already opened. I'm sorry. The rest of them I was pretty good. I'll show you one. I just kind of like cut the tops today because I got 3 of them together. I just cut the tops, just cut them. So, you know, I tried to be good, but this one I got the other day and I was like, I'm going to open it right now. I can't not open it. I have to open it. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous yarns. Oh, aren't they beautiful? They are, okay, I said, when I saw them, I said, these are like candy corn. That's what I said. Like candy corn or, I don't, just fall to me, like a fiery fall. I still say candy corn though, like, that's the first thing I think of. I showed my friend Seth this because we've had discussions lately. Like I had told him, oh, I'm buying vintage yarn. Like we were chatting one day and I said, I'm buying vintage yarn. And he was like, vintage yarn, what? And and he's not a knitter, crochet or anything like that. And I said, yeah, you know what vintage is, you know what yarn is. It's vintage yarn, you know, like he's like old yarn. And exactly, that's exactly what it is. And I was explaining to him how you don't find certain color combinations anymore, certain variegated colors anymore, and that kind of thing. Like it would be hard pressed to find that, you know, in the same way. You know, it's almost hard to explain without sounding crazy, but it's true. You know, and he did get it though. Like Seth's a smart guy and very supportive of my craft, I will say, because he's my bestie for a reason, and yeah, he saw this anyway, because this is the one I opened several days ago. And when I showed him this, he said like, oh, I do really like that. He's like, it's very summery. So like, okay, I could see how one could say summery, like, you know, like a tropical punch, or, you know, like a fruit, or just a sunny day, maybe even. So yes, summery, but for me, this is fall. But it's beautiful. These are, I'll let you continue to look and hopefully not be blown out real bad. Maybe back here even. Sorry, way back here, I guess. This is Red Heart Puff, and the puff is actually in parentheses. It's Red Heart Puff. And it says 4-ply hand knitting yarn, machine washable and dryable, and then it says a Windtuck product. They're very into their quotation marks. Net weight 85 grams, 3 ounces. Non-allergenic, moth-proof, DuPont certification mark. Manufactured in USA by Coates & Clark, Inc., Stamford, Connecticut. And then over on this side, it says color is 159 orange. It has a dye lot. It says interchangeable with Red Heart articles. And it lists a few different kinds: E267, E267-S, E269, E270, and E291. Average knitting gauge, a stockinette stitch, number 8 needles, 4 stitches equals 1 inch, 6 rows equals 1 inch. Care instructions on reverse side. And then there are 2 arrows. It says start on this side. Number 1, start on this side. First pull out skein. First pull out single strand from the center of skein on the left side. Then start with the center on the right. Because I imagine what they're saying is, on this one is not, it is here wound around the skein already, if you can see and not get blown out. Like this one is probably what they're talking about. At some point, I would imagine it was probably tucked in here, like when you find a new skein, kind of like that. And then they want you to make sure it's not in here, so it's not pulling through. and then they want you to start using the yarn. So they have actual directions, like pull out here and then start using the yarn. There is a price tag on this. It says Value Village, $1.49. So whenever this was a thing, it was $1.49. Oh, it also says 60% Orlan acrylic and 40% Antron nylon. And the Red Heart Puff I had never heard of before. I don't know how well you can see it. You can see it, like all of this little fuzz. It is like kind of like the Dazzle fuzz. Dazzle might have a little more fuzz, or this might just be a little more crunched down. I guess it's not crunchy yarn. Don't worry. That's the next thing I was going to say was it's very, very soft still. I've been really lucky. Pretty much all of the yarn I've gotten from eBay and that kind of thing has been in really, really good condition. I'm going to take a wild guess that a lot of these people too are resellers, and they're not going to sell something that's, I mean, some people will, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them that have like good business ethics, I guess, aren't going to sell something that's like very, like if they get it in a bag, and some of them are very stained and just very yucky, I would imagine those they would just toss, you know, and they're not worth it. But they're not worth the hassle of somebody looking forward to it, buying it, getting it, and then returning it and being very unhappy and all that kind of stuff. So they're just going to sell what's actually like a nice soft yarn, and this is. So I really, 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 really like it. It is, like I said, especially for a vintage yarn, it is very soft. It's very nice. And yeah, I have 2 of them. And I love, 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 love these. I cannot wait to start using them. I'm so excited. Now on to the ones that I cut open today. And so, okay, I'm filming this on Monday night. I'm going to say I'm not going to put this video out for at least 2 more days. In that time frame, I do have 1 more yarn I'm supposed to get. If I get it, you'll see like Heather from the future. Or will I be Heather from the past and that'll be present Heather? I don't know. But there will be a little clip at the end of 1 other yarn. Or if I don't get it in time and I put the video out, I guess I'll just have to collect some more vintage yarn and do like a 3rd video. Darn, you know, let's be honest, I get paid tomorrow. I'm probably gonna go on the prowl and look and see if there's any other good deals to be had. I know a couple of you guys said I've inspired you to start looking around at vintage yarn, just to have a look-see and stuff. And I mean, I wholeheartedly think it's a great, like, I think giving a good home to some of this yarn that, you know, maybe this was somebody's who would have passed it down, but there was nobody to pass it down to, and it got in the hands of a reseller, and or just their kids are not into it and are trying to resell it. I'm saying there was nobody to pass it down to that wanted it. And you know, there's some of us that truly, truly love it and will give it a good home and will make it into, you know, a scarf, a hat, some gloves, a blanket, that kind of thing. So I think it's a great idea. It will definitely sit on my shelf for the moment and be loved and looked at and touched, and just the things this yarn has probably lived through and seen, and I love it. I love it, just saying. Anyway, let's get on with, we'll start with the smaller packages. So here is one of the ones I got today, and covering up the addresses and all. Look, there's even like a thank you sticker. That's sweet. Woo! So excited. So excited. Okay. There is no, like it's not card, there's no card or anything. That's what I'm trying to say. This is, it says Raleigh. See, there's a ton of like Scyell yarn, just like there's a ton of Windtuck yarn. It says Raleigh Scyell knitting yarn, 100% DuPont Orlan acrylic, non-allergenic knitting worsted yarn, 4-ply, 3.5 ounce net weight, machine washable and dryable, color fast, shrink resistant, moth proof, ready to use pull skein. The washing instructions, it says machine washing and drying, machine wash using warm water, any mild household detergent, machine dry after machine washing, at the regular synthetic setting, hand washing and drying, hand wash, rinse well in cold water, roll in towels to remove excess water, lay flat to dry, do not stretch or hang, bunch into shape, allow to dry thoroughly. We suggest that you buy a sufficient supply of the same dye lot number to complete each article. DuPont certification mark for yarns meeting its fiber content specifications. DuPont registered trademark. Is there a year? No. It just says DeFree Mills, Fall River, Massachusetts, distributor. Label number 908. Color is Spice. It's number 2460 Spice, and there is a dye lot with it. The label is, it's got a little bit of, I'm not going to pick at it or anything, but yeah, there's a little bit of, like it's been squeezed. It could have even happened in the mail. I don't know, but there's a little bit of squeeze. There's a little bit of tear right here. I'm not terribly worried about that. Don't get me wrong, because I'm going to use the yarn. But it is like, it feels pretty, like it's a pretty fragile, brittle kind of, so I'm going to try to be pretty careful with it. Because remember in the last video, one of them like disintegrated almost. But this is the color Spice. It looks quite a bit like the Copper Kettle Red Heart yarn. Not exactly, but it is beautiful. Look at the reds and the brown and that creamy white color mixed in. That is just gorgeous. So you just don't see these variegated colors like this in just regular like 4-ply, like worsted weight kind of like Red Heart or Bernat or something. You just don't see that. I would be all about it if Red Heart or like Bernat or something would put out, or Caron would put out like a 70s, like an ode to the 70s, ode to the 80s, you know. That would be amazing. Isn't that beautiful? So that is the color Spice, like I said. And softness, it is soft again. It's actually very soft. Like we're still in the winter seat here. And this is what, I'm not going to pull it out right now. I don't actually see a pull end. Did it say this one was, it says ready to use pull skein. This is the end that goes in, but I don't see one coming out. I don't know if that means this is the end that you should pull and it's just being tucked in here. I don't want to fiddle with it because the label is already kind of brittle and it's going into under the label somewhere. And I don't want to dig in it to see if there's an, I'm digging a little bit, gently. I don't see an end that's like readily available here though, so I'm wondering if that's the pull. But I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to leave it alone, and I'm going to stop trying to pull at it right now until I'm ready to use it. Next one. This is, I was going to say this is another eBay, but again, they're all eBay ones. Oh, they put this one in. This is a bag in a bag. This is in one of those, like, almost like the bag's ice yarn comes in. So sorry for the crinkling. I was going to say if I make crinkles, but yeah, it's going to make crinkles. I'm going to use this if I can to store some of this yarn. That's, oh, and this is one I hadn't heard of before. Is the label going to be good? Hold on. I'm just trying to push the label down. It kind of got off center a little bit. Yes, we are good. We are good. Okay. Just a little fleck of some other yarn, I think. Look at those browns mixed in with that white. Isn't that beautiful? I believe that's the pull, isn't it? Yep, right there. Right there is the easy pull. So I bet that's going to be on the label. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This is a brand I've never heard of yet, I don't think. It says Love Knit Luxury Knitting Yarn, which that is the name of the yarn. The color number is A3 brown white. There's a dye lot. 100% acrylic, made in Japan, processed in the USA. So pretty. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. There are laundering instructions, it's a pretty long list like the last one. The machine washing and drying instructions, the hand washing and drying instructions. It's really similar to the Scyell. There's even like the please note, garments must be absolutely dry. I'm trying to see if any of these ever have like a trademark date or anything. Distributed by Technical Marketing Associates Incorporated, LA, California, printed in the USA, and the only other thing on here is a trademark of Vanel. It says Vanel acrylic right there. But yes, so that is another in these just beautiful, like look at these together. Aren't those pretty? Or hold on, look at those together. Oh my gosh. Love these so much. I hope you guys are like as excited as I am. I'm very excited, so if you can't tell. So this is the last one. I am pretty sure this is the one that was supposed to come first, like first ever. There's another, they put a little thank you sticker on right there too. That's so sweet. Let me turn around so I don't accidentally flash some addresses here. I'm just gonna peek if you don't mind, and make sure that I'm right when I say, oh, it's wrapped up too. This is the first yarn. Like when I said that I peeked on eBay, even though I knew I shouldn't, I saw this yarn and I absolutely could not help myself. I was like, I have to have this yarn. You'll see why in a second. And I also found the magic of or best offer, because usually I'm very impatient. I usually click the buy it nows, and that's the only thing I look at, and I don't bother with best offers. I just buy it now, and that's that. And when I saw the price on this, I thought it was a little steep. I don't even remember now the exact number, but I was like, you know what? I said, I want this really bad, but, and it was actually, it was the night before my paycheck came in, because my paycheck comes in at like 3 in, and obviously I'm still awake because I just got home from work at like 1 in. On a bad night, I am at work until 3 in, so it just depends on when I get out, I guess. But my paycheck hadn't came in yet, and I was like, I want this, so let's see if they'll accept an offer. And I didn't expect them to even get back to me because it was the middle of the night, and they did. And they gave me a counter offer that was higher than my offer, but it was lower than the price, and I was happier with it, so I got it. And then actually because of that, this brown one and the spice one, I actually got better offers and they accepted my best offer or whatever on both of those. So I discovered the magic of at least attempting that. So yeah, new to me on eBay. It's not new, but so this, they wrapped it up in like a tissue paper inside of here. That is so nice. And they're individually wrapped too. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, beautiful. I think this is just the invoice, I think. Let me make sure there's nothing under the tissue paper, but I don't think there is. No. Okay. Just wanted to be sure, you never know. And they didn't write anything on here. No. Okay. Just double checking. But, you guys, first of all, look. They're all in bags too, so look at the color on this freaking yarn. Tell me that's not heather all day long. Tell me. There's no way that I could have passed that up. There's no way. And it wasn't like separate auctions. It was all 3 in 1. Look at that. Even through the bag. Look at it. It's too beautiful. It's so pretty. And then like these package is amazing. It's printed on the bag. It says finest quality yarn, Kitten Spun, which this is not made of cat fur, just so you know. I actually had to look too, but that's apparently the brand. There are other yarns on eBay that are kitten yarn. This is 100% acrylic. It says underneath it. Net weight 4 ounces, a 4-ply pole skein, machine washable, machine dryable, knitting worsted weight. It says feel the texture with an arrow going, so it's not a fully closed bag. And let me tell you what, there's one on each side, so you can kind of like this with it, you know, and squish it and everything, and it feels so nice. Like this feels like Red Heart Would Love to me easily. Easily Red Heart Would Love. And the title said it was from 1970. I don't know. Let me look and see if there's any kind of a trademark, or maybe the people just knew that or guessed that. Maybe that's, if I looked into it, maybe that's when Kitten Spun yarn was around. I don't know. I had never heard of it before. Machine washable, machine dryable, machine washing, wash in delicate setting, use warm water and mild soap or detergent. Machine drying, dry at regular setting. Machine washing must always be followed by machine drying to restore hand knits to their original shape. Shrink resistant, permanently moth proof. Hand washing and drying instructions. It lists them, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Hand knit should be stored never flat should be stored flat, never hung. Manufactured for Fidelity Yarn Inc., Rahway, New Jersey. Printed in USA. Made in Brazil. Don't know if I've ever had yarn made in Brazil before. Our bag keeps your yarn clean. That's really funny. There is a price tag on here that says 99 cents. And that one's a handwritten one, so I'm guessing maybe this stuff was in like a thrift store or a yard sale. But there are also 99-cent ones that look like they're from a store that were stuck on here too. I cannot imagine this stuff being in a store and in a yard sale and not selling. I really can't. Just checking, because, you know, the one worry about used yarn is what you could find in it. But that is just some little piece of something that got in it. It's not a bug. That's what I was worried about. That's always like the one worry, right? Oh, this yarn is so... I only smell the plastic in the bag, because, you know, I have like the worst sense of smell anyway, but yeah, I only smell the plastic in the bag, so I mean there's no like crazy, oh, this is split open at the end. Let me see if I have better luck here. There's still no musty smell, nothing bad going on that I can tell, and except for the opening and where it got split, it is been sealed up. None of the ends are actually like open, so it hasn't been like taken out and put back or anything like that. And this yarn is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. So pretty. Oh, hands down, this one is my favorite. Let me see if I can show you all of them. Let me just put down 2 of them. I mean, I only have to show you 1 of each, right? And I will bring up the blue too, since I showed you those. So there is my current ones. Like I said, there'll be a little clip at the end otherwise, but do you have a favorite in these? Do you guys like vintage yarns? Because like honestly, like I said, I just don't feel like you can find some of the same colors. Like I think Walmart has a blue in the mainstays yarn that is a lot like this now, but otherwise I just don't feel like you can find, like you can't find stuff like this anymore. If you can, if you know where it is, let me know. But yeah, I love this kind of stuff, and the fact that it is like older than me for the most part, and you know, from like those eras that I just wish I was a part of as an adult and everything, that makes it more special to me. Everybody probably has like maybe other people who lived through it and everything as an adult even, or as a kid. It's just the happiness is in the memories. Whatever your reason is, if you like it, just, yeah, let me know. But yeah, so if you have a favorite, let me know. If you like vintage yarn, let me know. If you want me to keep showing you the vintage yarns that I buy, let me know. Because you know I'm probably not going to stop if I find some good sales on it, because I'm going to keep wanting to make vintage things. And just to, like, since I'm thinking about it a lot more now and it's on my mind, I mean, like, Stranger Things is always on my mind, but I've been thinking about, like, I looked up the date to summer beginning today, which was June 21st, if I remember it now, but it is approaching, but far enough away that you have time to, like, plan and think and everything, so I'm just gonna, like, drop little messages here and there, but my Stranger Summer Mal, the same rules are going to end up applying. It doesn't have to be a stranger, like you don't have to do like an Eddie doll, like, you know, anything like that. You could do something, just make me believe that it fits. Make it from the 80s, you know, like it could be made of vintage yarn, or it could look vintage, or, you know, just convince me that it is an 80s worthy piece of some way, and I will be happy with that. So just things to think about, you know, if you're a vintage collector, or if you are somebody who's interested in it. There are options. I'm just saying. So on that note, in case I don't get my other yarn, this will be our goodbye, and otherwise I'll pop in at the end, and you know how it goes. So thank you for joining me. I love you guys. I will talk to you very soon. Bye. Hey guys, I am back. It's a present day Heather as opposed to, oh, hi Maverick. Mwah. And co-host Maverick, as opposed to past Heather with the vintage yarn haul. I did get my package. As you can see, I had already cut into it, and this is why I don't cut things open on camera. You guys would have seen me cry. I do sometimes cut things, but why I don't as often, I should say. You guys would have seen me cry. I'll cry hard too, because I'm going to show you one of the yarns. They're all the same, but there's 3 skeins in here. Look at this beautifulness. Look at this. Oh, are you looking at it too, Maverick? Are you interested in this? Do you like vintage yarn? Look up here. Come up here with this. Look, check it out. Do you like vintage yarn too? You like the crinkly packaging, don't you? Anyway, let me tell you about this real quick, and then I will tell you a story of whoa. How can you be sad with this adorable little baby here, though? His eyes are watering real bad. He's crying for me. This last package is a brand that I have in all of my vintage looking for vintage, I mean yarn. Is called, I've never heard of it. It's called Spundola, S-P-U-N-D-O-L-A, Spundola. It says it is, you just really want in this package, don't you, baby? It said it is 100% ombre acrylic. 100% ombre acrylic. What? Oh, mwah. You're such a good co-host today. Yes, you are. There is 99 cents on the label. It says it is machine washable, machine dryable, moth proof, 4-ply, knitting worsted weight, Net weight is 3.5 ounces, 99 grams. Machine washing, use warm water with any detergent. Always machine dry at the regular setting after machine washing. There are hand washing instructions similar to what I have read previously. It says National Yarn Crafts, a division of National Spinning Company Incorporated. There's an address in Long Beach, California. Made and processed in the USA. The color on this is 648 Harvest Ombre. And of course there is the usual warning, be sure to purchase sufficient amount in this yarn in sufficient dye lots to finish each article. And that is the information. And it is this, he's bored now, he's going back to his bed. And that is the information to be had. Now when I bought it in the pictures, and actually the camera does not do this yarn justice, I will say. You can see it a little bit better in the video than in the listing. Because I got this from eBay also. I thought I was buying yellow, brown, and white. Which, I mean, yes, I did. But I didn't see any of this, the beautiful orange that is mixed in. You can see it a little bit better right there. So this is so beautiful. I'm definitely very, very happy with it. It's pretty soft, actually. I am very happy with the yarn itself. Very happy. I got, like I said, 3 skeins. You can, if you're very observant, you can probably see right here why I'm so sad. Me and my scissors I did this. Did not come this way. One. There's the other end of it. And then this one is basically cut through also. There's like one little string, one little thread holding it together. So, I mean, not terrible. I didn't like slice through a bunch of it or anything. And like, obviously I'll still use it. And when I get to that part, I'll just weave in the ends. It's not going to be the end of the world. Look at right there. Oh, that's so pretty. I really love this. But I can't believe I did that. So infuriating, you guys. Anyway, I love this. Oh my gosh, the way it's like, even in the skein, how it's pooling like this. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make beautiful things. Like if I do squares with all these, like I was thinking, or the possibilities are definitely limitless. But oh my gosh, I'm very excited at the thought. I'll say that. Very excited at the thought. So yeah, like I said in the previous part, let me know what your favorite was, and if you like vintagey colors, or if you collect any of these, or if you've found yourself browsing maybe. We are coming upon like yard sale and estate sale season, so I'm hoping to find a few treasures out there maybe. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, I'll let you guys know if I do. And yeah, with that being can't use my words this time of night. That being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get this video out for you, and I will talk to you soon. Do you want to say goodbye, Maverick? No, he's already asleep. He's like, I'm done with your yarn, lady. All right, I love you guys. Bye.